Japanese folklore is filled with all kinds of monsters and creepy tales that are sure to give you nightmares. From yokai to yurei, there's no shortage of scary stories to go around. And today we're going to be sharing one of the most terrifying ones yet, the tale of the Kun-kun ghost. The legend of the Kun-kun ghost dates back several centuries in Japan, and it tells the story of a young woman named Yumeko, who becomes the victim of a horrifying curse. Now Yumeko was a beautiful woman who lived in a small village in the mountains with her husband and child, but their peaceful life together was shattered one day, when a group of bandits attacked their home. As the story goes, Yumeko's husband and child were able to escape the carnage, but she was taken away by the leader of the bandit group. He took her to his lair, deep within the mountains, where he kept her as his prisoner. Every day he would come into her room and try to persuade her to become his wife, but she resisted his advances and instead threw ink at him whenever he approached her. Now, it's important to understand that in Japanese culture, ink, or more specifically black ink, represents death. So when Yumeko threw the ink at the bandit leader, she was essentially cursing him with death, and as a result, he became gravely ill and eventually died. When the bandits' men came to collect his body, they found that he had turned completely black, like the ink that Yumeko had thrown at him. Horrified by this, they dropped his body in a nearby river and fled the mountain lair. But here's where things get really gruesome. As the story goes, the body of the bandit leader didn't stay in the river. It's said that it floated all the way to a village and washed up on the bank right in front of Yumeko's house. When she saw what had happened, she cut open the dead man's stomach and removed his intestines, which she then hung up to dry. She took the liver and made a paste out of it and applied it to her face as a mask. Then she put on a white kimono and went out into the village. Now, it's important to understand that during this time period, it was very taboo to show any part of your body other than your face in public. So by cutting open the man's stomach and removing his intestines, Yumeko was essentially showing a very private part of his body to everyone in the village. This was seen as a great humiliation for the dead man, and it is said that his spirit was so angry that it caused an earthquake that shook the entire village. Yumeko continued to walk around the village with her disgusting mask on until she reached the riverbank. She then washed off the liver mask and threw it into the water, allowing the spirit of the dead man to finally find some peace. But as the story goes, this wasn't the end of the tale. You see, after Yumeko washed off the liver mask, she became seriously ill and soon died herself. But her spirit was unable to move on because she had broken a very important rule of Japanese folklore. You see, when someone dies in this world, their soul is supposed to be sent to the afterlife by a specialist known as a funerary director. But Yumeko had been cursed by the bandit leader to die, and as a result, no funeral director would touch her body. This meant that her soul was trapped between this world and the next, and she became a vengeful spirit known as a Kun-kun. The Kun-kun ghost is said to be the spirit of a woman who has been unjustly cursed to death. These ghosts are said to wander the earth at night, searching for the person who cursed them so that they can take their revenge. They are often depicted as emaciated women with long, flowing hair and nails that are as sharp as knives, and they are said to have a voracious appetite for human flesh. If you happen to see a kunai ghost, it's said that you should run away as fast as you can. If they catch you, they will drag you down into the underworld and force you to eat their flesh. Yeah, thanks, but I'll pass. So do you believe in ghosts? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to hear more scary stories, stay tuned for more content. Until then, keep your eyes open and your wits about you, because you never know when a kunai ghost might appear.